And welcome back here to the Whiskey Rocks podcast. I'm Joel here with my best friend Chris. Chris, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's getting cold here though. It's like 42 degrees and whiskey is needed. We'll put it that way,
It already snowed here for 2 days.
Oh man. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I think that's why I'm happy that we're talking to someone today that's not dealing with the cold weather. Someone that actually we can live vicariously through. We it's nice to talk to someone down south who's like enjoying the climate. Hopefully, we had to bring Blair back. We were having such a great time talking to Blair from Milam Greene on our last episode when we talked about Milam Greene. We were really talking about the provisions, and we said let's have Milam. Let's have Blair come back and tell the story about the answer. And so, let's do that. So thanks again for being here, Blair.
Of course. No, yeah. I'm happy to bring all the warmth. You can have it. we definitely have surplus. If you want to send some snow down, let's work out a trade program.
It's awesome. Yeah. No, it's great. Well, we're excited that you're listening, folks. This is episode 73, Whiskey Rocks. This is the show where good whiskey meets good music somehow devolves into the kind of conversation you'd overhear two sleep-deprived dads in the corner of a record store talking, and that's what we're all about here. If you're a whiskey nerd, today's your Super Bowl. This episode is basically an all-access pass into Milam and Greene's lab coat universe. Blair brought out samples of the answer, and we're not just sipping them. We're going to dissect them we're just going to really get into these guys, right? We're talking blending decisions, barrel vibes, aging weirdness, everything in and around the whiskey world that makes this stuff magical. And because it's Blair, we're going to spiral into the nerdiest corners of the galaxy.
We have to.
We have to. And that is definitely some foreshadowing. So buckle up. This one's for all you whiskey geeks out there, the sci-fi kids, the music obsessives, and anyone who's ever tried to explain to a friend why char level actually matters and watch their soul leave their body. So let's get into it. Blair, once again, welcome to Whiskey Rocks, and thanks for coming back, and thanks for wanting to talk to us again. That means a lot to us.
I genuinely had just such a fantastic time the last time. I have sent that episode to a couple friends to be like, I promise I'm still having fun at work.
Good.
Because a lot of my friends have not heard from me in months. If I can be honest, I've just been
head down
in our bestie.
Yeah. Well, that's great. When we're going to talk a little bit about more about what's going on. Let's talk about news. I mean, Chris, what do you got going on your neck of the woods right now?
Our high bank pick should be bottled, I think, this weekend, or we can pick it up next Wednesday. Nice. So I'm excited about that. And we have a couple new members to my whiskey club, and one member of ours, or actually a couple, they do a holiday pop-up bar. And it's beautiful. I was there last year. My wife and I were invited last year, and they just deck out their garage, and it's amazing. And they're going to host our holiday meeting this year for our whiskey club. So I don't have to do like 200 glasswares.
Oh, dude! And you have this. And let me tell you, Chris has the world's smallest dishwasher.
I do.
It is literally it's like an apartment size, but not even an apartment size. It's like
a Japanese apartment size.
Yeah, it's the smallest dishwasher.
And it was really expensive too, because it was like a weird
custom size. And this guy,
weird little dishwasher.
And you host like 30 to 40 people a month at your house for these whiskey meetings.
A little less than 30.
Well, but whatever. It's still
a lot of glassware,
especially when you're talking like 4 or 5 glasswares per person, right? And I'm like, Chris, you got to get a better dishwasher.
I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice not having to do all that. Well, that sounds fun. On my side, we just got 2 of our barrel picks in over at Burlington Wine and Spirits. I've talked about the Peerless one. This is the Double Oak Rye that we did down in Louisville. So that's a really fun one. And then this one is the Cock of the Walk pick that we did at Preservation Distillery. Yes, and it is got the tater sticker I designed, which is King of Cocktucky. So that's fun. Yeah, this is a nice 8-year wheated bourbon. So those are available at Burlington Wine and Spirits. So make sure if you're in the Boston area, you're checking them out because they've got some great picks, and I'm part of their pick team. Blair, what's happening out at Milam Greene?
Well, we are. You said it at the top. We are in whiskey season. It has. I mean, as much as we do drink whiskey year round in Texas, no matter what season, we have noticed that everyone else seems to. We need the temperature drop to complete the experience. I get it. I totally get it. So we've got all of our releases that are coming out. We've got a new unabridged. We've got a new wildlife coming,
Nice.
and that becomes a lot of work at the end of the year when you're just like, oh wait, hold on. So but they're coming out. They're so good. They're so tasty. And we have a brand new website that I was staying up till 4 a.m. making sure actually worked, which is why I'm sipping a bourbon espresso martini right now.
Good for you. A bourbon espresso martini.
I wanted to bring the same amount of energy I brought last time. And I was like, oh, I was up a little late last night.
Well, it's funny. Chris texted me. Okay, wait, go ahead, Chris.
Well, I said I have to find and take some cocaine before the interview, so I have the energy to keep up.
Blair. or just have a bourbon espresso martini.
Right? I mean,
that's easier to do.
That's a lot easier to do and a lot more legal, Chris. You know, like there's
that's true.
I've never done hard drugs.
No, I know. Just
you
soft ones. Just soft drugs. Just soft drugs. You know. No, that's exciting. Anything on the wildlife release that you want to? Can you talk about it yet? Any or the unabridged?
Yes, I will. You know. Oh my gosh, can I show it to y'all? Is there one here? Oh,
we're on video.
And
now.
it's open.
Go on YouTube.
Ooh, yeah,
y'all.
Yeah.
Nice. So I know. I know. We're not on YouTube, but I'm just showing you.
No, we are. We are now.
We are now.
Yep. We decided people have been asking for it. So
well, y'all, then this is gonna get me in trouble because I'm showing. No, it's fine. No, we're good. Because this is coming out. It will be available at the distillery the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but it is our Cyber Monday release. We're doing a holiday wildlife.
Oh, fun.
Cool.
And here in Texas, we've got jackalopes, which I don't know. Are you familiar with the jackalope?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Yep.
Well, we've got our little jackalope has been decorated for the holidays. He's got some lights up in his antlers, and this stuff is my favorite wildlife.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Christmas baby, so I feel more inclined to the right. So I feel more inclined to our baking spices, and this is the first time I've smelled a wildlife that was like, well, that smells like Christmas. So
fun.
Really cool.
Fun. Well, that sounds really exciting. I can't wait to hear more about it. You guys have some awesome press releases that come out about the wildlife series. So I can't wait to hear more. Anything else? Any events or anything like that you want to make sure people are aware of?
I mean, we're getting ready for 2026, and we are going to have some more parties at the distillery. I'm very excited about. We're doing a Santa Paws sweater spectacular. We're gonna get all the dogs out.
That's really cool.
I mean, we're big dog fans here at the distillery. I think you have to be if you're a whiskey person. I don't think you get to. I mean, and cats, obviously, the pets, but yeah. The cats don't want to come to the sweater spectacular.
No, I will say a lot of distilleries I've gone to have had distillery cats.
That's true.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
We have quite a few distillery dogs here at Milam Greene.
Nothing wrong with that. If dogs and cats all have their places, and
that's true.
Right. So that's good. That's good that you guys are being inclusive of our feline friend. Canine friends.
Canine. Yes.
Dude,
there's too many Instagrams with cats living at distilleries. Right. We need to bring the dog community.
Let's have some canines up in there. No, that sounds fun. Well, folks, make sure you're following along. Let's make sure you're telling everyone where people can follow along, Blair, where people can learn more about Milam Greene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, truly, our new website is gorgeous. You're welcome. And Instagram. We will be on TikTok starting in January. We will be on YouTube more. So I'm happy to hear that we can put this in a playlist soon. Milam Greene land.
Yep.
I should have had a much better background though. I'm so sorry.
No, it's listen.
Does this look more like a distillery? There's no
It's all
bottle
good.
Never mind.
It's all good. It doesn't matter. I mean, we've had people who actually say, "Hey, we want to see you guys." What? Why? And it's like, why? It's just us. It's like, okay, fine. We'll put this on YouTube.
I pushed my laptop further away so they can see more of the wall.
Right. That's about it.
It looks good, y'all.
It's still not big enough. It goes over that way, and then
I know this guy. Yeah.
Goes over this way, and then I got this wall.
I mean, you definitely should have a little dishwasher for the amount of glassware you should be.
I know.
Thank you, Blair. Like, come on. Yeah. Like, it's like, what are we doing, Chris? Like, what are we doing here? And I am checking out the new website right now. It's sharp. Look at that. The port. That's the port finish rye coming. That's a nice video header. Remember, I'm a marketing person, so I see all this stuff. The hero images.
I gotta give a shout out to my assistant Claire, because she is pivotal. The Claire Blair team,
nice.
And Milam Greene.
I like it, Claire. The Claire
we
Blair
are
team.
The tech.
That's awesome. Well, folks, make sure you're following along, and make sure you're checking out the Milam Greene website, and make sure you're following along Blair and the Milam Greene team over on Instagram and eventually TikTok and eventually YouTube, right? Because you're going to miss out on a lot of great information if you're not doing that. Let's start out this week's episode with some stories that you might have missed. Let's start in the music world. Chris sent me this article earlier in the week. SoundCloud has just dropped a major bombshell. Artists will now keep 100% of their distribution royalties. So previously, SoundCloud took a cut when artists distributed music to other platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and TikTok. And that's going to be gone by the end of this month. So get all royalties from plays on SoundCloud itself, but now they'll keep everything from external streaming platforms too. In the US, SoundCloud is also adding a fan support button, letting listeners directly donate to artists with shout-outs via a fan support spotlight. This comes at a time when musicians are struggling to make money from streaming, especially after Spotify demonetized songs with fewer than 1,000 streams in 2024. The CEO of SoundCloud, I'm going to mess this name up, Elias Seaton, framed it as distribution without detours, community without barriers, and monetization without compromise. It's an interesting story, interesting take on things. Chris, what are you thinking here?
I'm really love it. I just wish more people use SoundCloud.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
I've used it briefly and here and there, but I subscribe to Apple Music because we're like an Apple kind of family. So I don't really go on there much, but it's great for little artists,
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking about it when I was reading it. It's a great step forward for the industry, and it sounds fantastic, right? Like you're going to keep 100% of your royalties, which is great news until you realize 100% of zero is still zero. Like if you're a small artist. What are you thinking here, Blair?
I love it. And if anything, this is the sort of move that SoundCloud needs to make in order to stay relevant.
Yeah, I agree.
With all the other platforms. And so when I was doing the Whiskey Women podcast, that's where we originally posted and hosted all of our episodes. They're still there. They're still there. Yeah. Nice. And so, but to your point, Chris, I have not been using it unless I was using it as a creator. And so now but now with this, I mean, thank you for sending this article because I did not know that this had happened.
It's a story you might have missed, right?
Exactly. So I put the SoundCloud app back on my phone, and I'm gonna try and use that as much as I can because I do have a lot of local band friends that have put stuff, but a lot of them have put it on Bandcamp. So if anything, I'm excited to see that SoundCloud is kind of taking a note from Bandcamp. And improving. So yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, I like it. I do like it. I think it's a step in the right direction. And honestly, I know a lot of artists who are struggling right now. I mean, we've all the starving artist, right? Like I guess it's going to be a forever term. But there are a lot of people struggling right now with the streaming and how music is just becoming like this whole distribution just nightmare. So I do like that SoundCloud's taking this step. I hope other places start to follow it. And I think to your point, this is a good play for SoundCloud to maybe gain some relevancy again, right? To be like, because hopefully more people will want to go post and host their music there. So we'll see how it plays out. It was really an interesting story in the music world, just with everything kind of going on. And I figured it would be an interesting point of conversation for us to talk about. I do think though that like long term, man, it's going to be hard with just the market share piece, but we'll see. I mean,
we'll see. I mean, the experiment, someone has to start. You got to start somewhere. So I appreciate it. Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. You got to take a big swing sometimes. That's for sure. And so we'll see how that plays out. I'm hoping for the best. That's for sure. In the whiskey world, we got to talk about this one.
This one's wild, y'all.
This one's absolutely wild. Ingram Distillery announces a floating barrel house built from the salvaged SS Edmund Fitzgerald. I saw this article and I thought I was reading something from The Onion or something, you know? So
it's a little over the top.
it's more than over the top. So Ingram Distillery's bold move. They're building a floating whiskey barrel house out of salvaged pieces of the legendary SS Edmund Fitzgerald, the freighter that sank in 1975 on Lake Superior. It's going to have guided tastings, overnight stays, and a nautical proofing program where barrels age in the lake's wild temperature swings. So founder Hank Ingram discovered he's distantly related to the ship's late captain, Ernest McSorley. And I guess that gives him, I don't know, the right to do this or not. But divers found a logbook with McSorley's favorite drink, the Old 48, which was bourbon, rye, Galliano, lemon juice, and wild grapes. It'll be served at a floating supper club named Gordon Lightfoot. They're also going to have the bottles of Fitzgerald's Reserve, which will feature brass accents from the hull and coordinates of the wreck site etched into the bottle. Chris, what are we thinking here?
Oh boy, I have a lot to say. First off, they've never been on our podcast. So if they come on in the future, this might be a little awkward if they go back and listen to this. But I think this is a terrible idea. I think it's disrespectful to the dead, ill-conceived.
Yep.
Well, you said the bottles are going to be Fitzgerald,
Fitzgerald's Reserve.
That's what they would like them to be. There's no way those will ever see the light of day because Heaven Hill will sue the shit out of them over the name Fitzgerald.
Right.
No, like I texted you today. Like that's like making a restaurant out of like the rubble of like the Twin Towers. Like it's just so bad, and
it's so bad
at every level. Like I know they have a gimmick of the floating rick house, which is I like Jefferson's Ocean. It's I like the agitation of the whiskey in the barrel. That's cool, but you don't have to do it this way. This is just like a bridge too far for me. I just find the whole thing very tacky and in poor taste.
Yeah. It is tacky. Blair, what are you thinking here?
I mean, it does. It's one of those things for me where I love it when people do try really hard to tell a story.
Oh, this is trying hard. That's
yeah, but it's a story about their whiskey specifically, a story about their whiskey, because that means that there may be a taste reason why people aren't going to like. You have to make up stories is kind of where my head goes. I'm not gonna lie, there was part of me that's like, this would be cool if it was only open in October, like if you were just doing like spirits with the spirit, because that's something I will attest to, being a goofball. That we have a haunted island in Texas called Galveston. I don't know if you're aware of it, but
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I love doing stuff like, we're going to go drink with the spirits. Like, why not? It's a reason to get out and drink in a gorgeous hotel. Yeah. But I see what you're saying. Like, this does feel like especially getting all the pieces of the ship. But the thing is, there's just going to be people who that is going to pull them out. And it's going to get them out of the house. And so there's part of me that's also like, I don't know if the people want it, the market will provide. I
get that. But to your point, like, I don't know, make this story about the whiskey, right? So Think about it.
exactly.
Ingrid Distillery is aging whiskey on the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, right?
Right.
Remember,
Yeah.
when you think
No,
about
it
whiskey,
sounds, it's weird.
when,
It just
when
sounds a
you
little like,
it does, because when you
yeah.
think about whiskey, what do you think about? You think about the nose, the palate, and the finish. Well, guess what? The Fitzgerald didn't finish. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
no.
maybe, right? Like that's like
Yeah,
me. Like
yeah.
it literally didn't finish yet at all. So I don't know. It's
Right.
just
Well, and especially when I think about, like, I used to be a Titanic actor,
oh, there we go. Musical
right?
theater.
And so
Yeah, bring it in. Yep.
I do remember what it was like to encounter people who were just like very oddly obsessed with the just the dead people of it all, and it's like
Yeah.
it's a little weird. Maybe you should back up. Like,
And the whole Gordon
I'm just
Lightfoot
here
song is
being
about the
part of the
tragedy.
exhibit.
Yeah. The Gordon Lightfoot song is about the tragedy.
Oh,
So like
that's
It's about the
right.
tragedy. So you're gonna have a supper club based off of a tragedy. Like, I don't know, the
Suffer
whole
Club.
thing. Yeah. Is
uh,
that what it was? A
that's
supper
what it
club?
was. Supper
A
Club. Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
very like dubious on that claim of that was his favorite drink. What was it, like 2 parts bourbon,
That
2
was
parts
no,
rye?
that stuck out to me as like, excuse me.
That seems kind of made up, but maybe that's why they sunk. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that
Okay.
that recipe, 2 parts bourbon, 2 parts rye, Galliano lemon juice and wild grapes is I mean, I call that every bad decision I made in college. You know, like that is literally what that's asking for at that point. I don't know. It's this is one where I saw this last night and I was like, oh my gosh. Like we have to talk about it.
Well,
It's a weird
maybe the
story.
floating rick
No.
house will be haunted because it'll have
Yeah.
like
Well,
this.
that's what I'm expecting. I'm
Yeah.
expecting that it will be haunted, and therefore we will have a ghostly element.
Yeah. I'll
we
be
are
disappointed if
really-
it doesn't sink. I hope it sinks
I mean,
There you go.
and doesn't take any lives with it. It just
well,
Of
right.
course, right. Yeah, just
totally
say.
sinks in the Mississippi.
Oh,
I hope
well,
somebody films it when it happens.
Yeah.
that's absolutely. Well, anyways, that's this week's stories you might have missed. All right. Well, let's get into the answer. Let's change subjects here a little bit, you know. And before we, really take a sip and start to talk about it, let's take a deep dive. You know, right? What's the story behind the answer? So when you taste it, what's the first thing you want people to notice? And let's talk about like what this is. Let's talk about the specs, all of that stuff, Blair.
Everything. Yeah.
Yep.
So the answer is the climate experiment that we did on our whiskey back in 2019, fall of 2019. There were Marlene Holmes, who we'll see if she pops in, but Marlene Holmes is here. She did a run of barrels, and half the barrels got left in Kentucky, half the barrels were brought down to Texas. Same distillate, same mash bill, same barrel entry point, everything was the same, except where did the whiskeys age? And then after 5 years, this year, we bottled, we batched some of the barrels from Kentucky, some of the barrels from Texas. We batched them and released them as a set. So this is where I haven't really seen other distilleries necessarily bring the experiential part of aging whiskey. There definitely are other ones that do it, but it was really kind of cool to me that we were selling a set. Like the answer is, it's not just one bottle, it's 2 bottles. One is Texas, one is Kentucky. And as much as you are absolutely supposed to go between the 2 of them, just judging them on their own, what I really hope you do is you blend them.
I already did.
Yeah, because that's kind of the point we're trying to make here, is that, wow, isn't it fun when we blend our whiskey?
I already did it, so I'm glad.
It's just fun. It's fun.
I tasted them both, and then I said I want to taste them together because, well, I'm a nerd, and I wanted to see what they tasted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so unique, and I do like the concept and the experience, because when you look at these 2 bottles and you look at them, I mean, there is a distinct difference. I mean, one 108 proof, one's 116 proof, right? The Kentucky's coming in around 108, and the Texas is coming in around 116. That already starts to bring in a little bit of a bias to some people, right?
To you.
Just,
Mhm.
well,
Just to you.
yeah, I mean, not just to me. I think to some people, you start to get a bias of like, oh wow, but then you taste them, especially if you taste them like blind, which I obviously wasn't able to do, but I would like to do sometime. It's such a unique experience because the Kentucky, I got a lot more like just floral, fruity type notes.
Mhm.
Texas, I got these wood, intense, dark brown sugar notes,
Yeah.
and I don't know, that's the climate, right? Like that's what's
That's the
happening,
climate.
right?
That's the only difference is Texas and Kentucky seasons, time, air.
Yeah, it's
That's it.
really
And
unique. Chris,
yeah,
what was your
and if
initial
you think,
thoughts?
and yeah,
What were your initial thoughts, Chris?
I would agree with what you said. I get more like honeydew and like melon on the Kentucky than, but in floral. I can't remember the first tasting note you said, but
Yeah, it was
there's
floral and
something.
fruity, floral and fruity, really on the Kentucky.
But
for
yeah,
sure.
the Texas is the big bold, and
Yep.
it's the Texification, as you said last time.
That's right. The Texas. I mean, I
just love Texas whiskey.
Yeah.
And I love Kentucky bourbon too.
Yeah.
I love them both. So this is like the best of both worlds. I have not blended them together yet. I'm kind of holding off because I'm waiting till they get a little bit lower. Screw it. I'll do it now.
I think honestly, the first thing I picked up out of drinking these two is like how intentional it felt. Like nothing was really fighting for attention. All the flavors kind of all agreed to play nice, but there's this elegant balance where like the oak really shows up in the Texas one, but politely, like it knocked first. It didn't just barge in, and I just found that so, you know what I mean? Like I just found that so unique. I actually knocked and said, let's
Texas
play.
welcome.
Yeah, a little Texas welcome.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's even the color difference is quite different as well. It's gonna be hard to tell because of my backlight, but the color difference is, I mean, it's a lot darker on the Texas whiskey for sure.
Yeah.
Such a unique concept. Remind me how long they were aged.
The color.
Blair.
5 years. So
5 years. Okay.
Yeah, we went with the 5-year cutoff. It felt like a good time to. And honestly, it was based on taste. So we wanted to make sure that even if you're releasing an experiment, you want to make sure it's drinkable.
Well, of course you do. Yeah.
This was definitely where the Texas, we were like, we are riding here, and the Kentucky, and what I love about this is it truly shows how all of our palates are different and what we all like in terms of like, do you like something with more of a nose versus a long finish? Like you get to really explore how you are experiencing whiskey when you have a whiskey where it's just one element is a variable. So now you get to kind of test against your own preferences. And that I think is just, I mean, we get to do it as whiskey people in working in the industry. This is stuff that we do all the time, is doing all these experiments, but to be able to release that to the consumer, that feels like that's what we should be doing. We want to make sure we're widening the whiskey discussion circle about like, hey, what do y'all think about, let's age a barrel in every state and have a climate. Now we can taste the climate everywhere. That's great. Yeah.
It's really cool. And once again, I just blended these again. It's so like when you blend them, oh man.
First off, it's a neat concept with having like the same thing, same make, in 375s because they're sold as a pair in 375s.
Yep.
I would like to see more distilleries do stuff like that. I like the smaller formats from time to time. I was just thinking, Joel, about that 3-liter Jack Daniels that we were talking about last week. But I love 375s. Like they're really, really great. and I have a set of Jefferson's had a set of experimentals that were all 200 milliliters that I actually bought two of the sets, and I was a little disappointed because the second set, because they're all numbered, like I had number 5 and like 12, and there's the little pamphlet says, oh, there's like 20 experiments, so I bought another one like a year later, and they're all exactly the same. So when I went there and visited them, they're like, no, those are the only 5 that were like worth like bottling up. I'm like, well, you should have said that. Just label 1 through 5. But I wasn't disappointed. I love experimental whiskey. I love that format. So, and yeah, blended together, it's really great.
I know. It was when I first opened the package from you, Blair, I was like, all right, did the Kentucky, did the Texas. I'm like, there's no instructions here, but I feel like I have to blend these. I just felt like I had to. There was just this curiosity moment, and I'm glad I was curious, because blended, it's just wow. It really does tell a different story.
I really get like the Kentucky, when you blend them together, I get the Kentucky basically first, like that nice soft floral, and then it turns into that oaky cinnamon, like on the
best
on the
of
back
both worlds. It's that texification on the back end, right? Such a cool concept. It really is. So when you guys were like, when you blend out at Milam Greene, is your blending process more like a scientist, a chef, or a drummer?
Oh, I love that question. Wow. Okay. I would say more like a chef, because it is very sensory. It is very taste oriented. We do like physically prepare when we're doing our tasting panels. I was on the tasting panel for the answer. So, and it was a really fun experience, because I started naming all the barrels, but like with different, like one was Lion King barrel. I can't explain to you why. One was like gingerbread house barrel. That made more sense. But it like, you have to kind of get to know these barrels. Hold on one second. Are you coming in? Here? Y'all, we've got the Master Distiller Marlene Holmes.
Oh, nice.
She's gonna just come and show her face.
Hi, Marlene.
They're tasting the answer, and we're talking about the tasting panel. Yay. There she is.
Hi there.
Hi, Marlene. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
We're doing real good. We're drinking whiskey, right?
Right. That's always a good time.
It's always a good time. We're blending right now. We're blending your Kentucky and your Texas together and having a great discussion about the science, the chef, or the drumming that is blending, right? So
so like they were asking, like, what is it more like, a chef, a scientist, or a drummer? I was like, more like a chef.
It is a chef. We talk about that. It's like exactly a chef that has this huge array of spices and different items and what have you, to enhance their food or to work with. And we're the same exact way. But I was just talking to a guy in the tasting room. He just tried the answer. We've got just a little bit left in a few bottles, and people are just raving about it. Our only regret is that we didn't make more of it.
Yeah,
but
I bet.
Was such a fun experiment for us to have. We had a lot of fun with that one.
You're going to have to do it again, because it's such a fun concept, and the experience, I think, is what makes it even more fun for people, like just being able to taste the same whiskey, the same distillate, all of it just aged in 2 different climates. For nerds like us, it's everything we want. Like it's everything we want. We want that experience behind the whiskey. So it's really cool. So you're saying it's a chef. See, I personally, Blair, I think if I was a blender, I'd go back to my drumming roots.
Sure.
I'm keeping the rhythm. I'm trying not to screw things up, and I'm mostly amazed that the rest of the band just lets me stay in the room with them. You guys, I like that's probably my take on blending personally, but I love hearing how you guys are approaching it out there more from this chef kind of aspect. So Marlene, since we have you here, what's a misconception you think people have about finishing whiskey? What's the real like nerd truth about finishing whiskey?
About finishing? So to me the big thing there is to taste constantly. to pull samples and to taste constantly, because it's going to change, it's going to evolve. And, the rye whiskey that we do in our port barrel started out as a 2-barrel experiment. And, and it's fabulous. It's the most award-winning label that we have. But, you really got to stay on your toes and pull samples and you know what you like and you don't like, and just stick with it. And, when you get to that point to where, you can shake your head and that it's ready to go, it's ready to bottle. Yeah. So, that's a big thing, is just to stay on top of it and continue to taste it.
Yeah, finishing. Yeah. I think I before we did our port rye, I was under the misconception that you needed to leave whiskey in barrels like for a year in order for a finish to really present itself.
Right.
Not so.
Yeah.
At least not in Texas.
Yeah, and that's what we were told. People would tell us, "Oh, it'll take you a year and a half, maybe 2 years for a product," and that was not the case. I think the first batch we dumped was about 3 months old. I can imagine. Those barrels, the freshness of those barrels, the time of the year you fill those barrels, all those variables play into it.
I have heard in the past that any finishing barrel, like a wine barrel, you're only going to extract the most flavor out of it in the first 7 months. Like whatever the barrel has to offer is what you'll get. And after that, it's because of the angel share. So you'll get more concentration, but it's not because you're leaching it out of the barrel itself. It's just you're evaporating, and that's why it gets more bolder flavors.
Right.
Yeah. I think we've seen that. Yeah. I think we can affirm that assumption. Yeah.
I'm sure you have. I mean, we were talking to St. Augustine Distillery last week out of Florida, right? Similar climate, hot climate. Mm-hmm. And they sent us a sample of their Amburana finish, right? Which, as we all know, Amburana can be very done very, very wrong. And they said, what was it, 11 days?
11 days.
11 days is all they aged that.
Oh, wow.
That Amburana, right? That was such a unique, 11 days. But once again, it goes to what you're saying, Marie. They tasted it they said they were tasting it every half hour, which sounds like a fun job, I got to say.
I mean, that sounds like a great Friday.
sounds like a pretty fun job, but it's like
amazing. 11 days. That's quick.
Yeah.
That's quick, but it's Amburana, right? That stuff takes over the flavor. That's for sure. So
when it's Florida, things are baking real quick over there.
I want to ask you this, Maureen, since you're here. What's a pour of yours that really captures Milam Greene's DNA? Like which bottle is like, this is Milam Greene in a bottle?
Oh wow. I can tell you my favorite. That's favorite fine. Is our unabridged.
Okay.
And is what I like about the unabridged is that it's just in its raw form. It's right out of that barrel, unedited, unfiltered. We don't proof it down. Yeah. So that taste from that barrel is what you get in that bottle. And then by batching different ages together, it even enhances and makes it even that much better. So, that's the one that I like. I really like a higher proof. Yeah. Now, triple cast would fall into that category as far as batching different aged whiskeys from different locations, the aging process, and then proofing it down. So that one probably is a good example of who we are and how we do things. Batching, blending,
Well, and I get to tell them right now because they didn't know this, but we are packaging up some unabridged 4 samples for y'all to taste. So you guys can.
Thank you so much.
You just have it. See what you think.
We'll definitely.
I can't wait to try it.
We do.
Yeah.
I have to say, I love all your products, but I'm still blown away.
As a matter of fact, I just had a group in from.
Sorry, I'm blown away by provisions. Like, there's a lot of misconceptions about 80 proof bourbon, and in the industry from like aficionados or people who are really heavy into bourbon. But man, your provisions is hands down the best 80 proof bourbon I've ever tasted.
Yeah. The flavor on that one is just amazing. It is blowing people away, and that's a great example as well of the different ages. How Texas and Kentucky that to me is a little bit of the answer batched together.
Yeah.
And proof down. Then
sure.
it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fabulous.
Now that we blended the answer together, I definitely see that.
Sure.
Well,
yeah, they got it.
Yeah. We did. We blended it together.
That's what we're about. We're all about flavor, putting the best flavor we can in a bottle for people to enjoy. So I'm glad you like it.
Well, I took the provisions over to one of my favorite liquor stores here, Burlington Wine and Spirits, where I do a bunch of barrel picks from. I took it over to them, and I didn't tell them anything about it. I just put it in a glass and said, "Hey, taste this." They loved it. They had no idea it was 80 proof, and they had no idea. Like they were like, "This is really, really good bourbon." And I'm like, "Awesome, tell me more." They're like, "This is like solid." And I told them all the specs afterwards, and they were like, "Oh my gosh!" And then they went to their little inventory system and they bought a couple cases. And like how about that?
Well, thank you for being an unofficial brand ambassador for
How about that? So they just posted this week. They just got them in. They just got the provision.
I commented on that post. I said I always say the same thing. Like, this is the best 80 proof bourbon.
It's so ever. Dang good. It's so dang good. Oh my god, it's so good.
It's blowing people away. The flavor is definitely there, and when it makes a great cocktail, it's great to sip on. So it's just kind of it's a great universal type whiskey for people to drink, because it'll fit all the little cliches out there. If you want a cocktail, it's fabulous. Or if you want something just to sip on with a cube of ice or neat, it works. It'll work for everybody.
It's a workhorse.
There's no doubt. There you go.
It is a workhorse.
You got to enter it in some competitions.
For sure.
Well, look, we're coming. We're doing it. 2026.
All right. One last question for Marine, if that's all right. Just one last one before she has to head out, because I'm sure she's busy. What's one experiment that shouldn't have worked? What's one experiment that shouldn't have worked? Is there one thing that you're like, I'm surprised that actually played out? Is there one thing that you're like, it just shocks you?
Shouldn't have worked?
Yeah. That you're just shocked.
It would probably have to go back to that rye and as to how quick that developed for us, because I had never done anything like that before. I had never took a whiskey and finished in a different cask before. Yeah. And so, and I was really nervous about the heat, the climate down here, and how it was going to affect it. And then when I pulled a sample at about 3 months, and I called Heather and I said, "Heather, this is ready to bottle up." And she's like, "There's no way, it hadn't been in the barrel long enough." And I'm like, "Well, come try it, see what you think." And she comes down a day or two later and she says, "Let's bottle it. Let's go with it. It's good." So that one, as far as the amount of time that it took, was really a surprise to us, because that was early on. Yeah. One of the early experiments there in 2019 for us. Yeah.
First time we finished anything.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have one last question. I was one of the people on the live stream that watched you get the key to the city to Blanco, Texas. Did they actually give you the key? Like, do you have like a big wall-mounted key, or?
I got a little key.
Little key.
Yeah, I asked the mayor the same thing, Chris. I'm like, "Wow, this is a really big key." And she's like, "Well, this is just the ceremonial. I've got another one for you." And
like
then my next
ceremonial
question,
checks.
Yeah. And then my next question to her was, "What doors will this?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I told her, I said, "I'll start at the bank and I'll."
I love it.
Right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Marie. Thanks for
Thank you. Well, Popeye, you have a whole episode with her. That's what you do.
Yeah. Well, we gotta get that Women of Whiskey roundtable that we're talking about. We gotta plan that for March. So we'll talk about that offline. Anyways, let's I think it's a great transition. Let's just start nerding out a little bit. If you're okay with that, Blair. Obviously we talked about Star Trek a lot last episode, and I feel like we need to just dive into some of that as well. So, which Star Trek captain would appreciate the answer?
Wow, I love you. All right, this is why y'all's podcast is my favorite, to be clear. These are the questions I like. I'm just like, it lights me up.
Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Right?
The one who's probably going to appreciate the answer the most would be okay. Have you seen Strange New Worlds?
Yeah, I have. Yep, I've been watching it. Yep, hilarious. By
I'm
the
the
way,
Star Wars guy and the Star Trek.
he's the Star Wars guy.
I apologize. You know what? Maybe
I've seen Next Generation and all the original movies, and I've seen all the movies. I should say that. But
you can navigate this world. Okay, well, so Strange New Worlds is basically the original series again, but we center on Captain Pike, and Captain Pike is well known for being a chef daddy, Daddy Pike, as he is referred to in the forums.
Yes,
I think they drink a lot of whiskey on Strange New Worlds. By the way, they are just drinking a lot. They have a really amazing bar on that ship, on that Enterprise. They've got an amazing bar.
They do.
So I think, I'm going to go Captain Pike.
All right. I see. I think Picard, no question. Like, I think he'd slow it around. He'd analyze it. He'd appreciate the nuance. He'd then give some poetic monologue about the nature of time and oak. You know what I mean? I see Picard doing that, right? Like, I think Captain Kirk would just ask how strong it is.
Yeah,
I don't think
he'd probably shoot it. He'd probably just chug it.
Right. I love Captain Kirk, obviously, everyone knows, but he wasn't like someone who would appreciate some of the nuances of the answer. That's my answer. What about Chris? You have
no, I mean, I really only know Kirk and Picard. I would say Picard for sure.
All right. So here's the next one. What's a whiskey designed for a Starfleet officer? What do you think? What's a whiskey designed for a Starfleet?
A whiskey designed for what?
For a Starfleet officer. A Starfleet officer. A whiskey designed for a Starfleet officer. What do you think?
So, like,
what do you think?
A whiskey designed for a Starfleet officer.
Yep.
I mean, you are on the go. I mean, that's the thing that I think that the TV series, if we're talking about like legitimate Starfleet, you know, where we're on the go. I mean, it has to be provisions. I'm sorry. It has to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like it. You know, it has to be something that is delicious without, I mean, because you don't really want to be metabolizing cast strength in space.
Very true.
All the time.
So
like
I see,
on your missions.
I see it this way. I think Data would appreciate provisions. Data would appreciate provisions. He would appreciate how meticulously crafted it is, how perfectly consistent it is, right? I see Data really appreciating that. I think Worf would want high proof. I think Worf would want high proof, right? Something like unabridged. I think Worf would love unabridged. Mm-hmm. All right. That's my take.
And Worf is a secret, like he just he's a secret bougie boy.
I think he is too.
I buy that totally.
Right. All right. What's the closest thing to a warp core meltdown in whiskey production? What do you think is the closest thing to a warp core meltdown in whiskey production?
Oh, we've had some of those here. I mean, when sometimes it's about the water and pressure just being like water just not even being available. I would say, usually I think the most problems we have are water related. Man, where'd Marlene go? Because she has so many stories of all of the things that have happened here. Water and electrical. If one of those is offline, we are dead in the water. We haven't. I would say that if there was like a warp core meltdown situation at a distillery, has not happened here in the meltdown situation. But you absolutely can blow yourself up if you don't know what you're doing running a still.
Right.
So it is very possible to have a true warp core style meltdown if you don't have folks keeping track of your run. Like you can't walk away from that. It's like, you got to like stay on top of it. And yeah.
Sounds good. I like that. Let's shift over to music.
I have one last one. And I know you're a big Trekkie, but I want your honest answer. Which universe do you think between Star Wars and Star Trek has the better like bars and cantinas? Like the whole universe?
Oh, that's a good
You
question.
got me, didn't you? Because I love a dive bar, and there's not enough dive bars in Starfleet.
No,
they're all too clean. All those
Also the
ships,
Star
like, they
Wars.
don't know. Yeah, you got one. That's fine. You got one. Well, in terms of the universe, yes. Although the Star Trek universe does have a lot of Ferengi bars. We've got Quarks on Deep Space Nine.
True.
Famous, but it's not a dive bar. It's a casino bar.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
So
Yep.
I will give you, like, because I personally love the dive bar. The dive bar is more well represented in the Star Wars universe than it is in Star Trek. And if Star Trek wants to catch up to that, please do. Please have a whole bar series.
That's a really cool concept to have a Star Trek dive bar, like, because those things don't really go together. But like, that'd be interesting how they would incorporate that.
I would love to see it. Let's make it
happen. Let's go.
It definitely needs to happen. All right, let's shift over to music a little bit. All right, if the answer, let's talk about this a little bit more, was a B-side, what band released it?
Wow.
If the answer was a B-side, what do you think? Which band released it?
Oh, it's gonna be a nerdy band. Like,
do it.
Oh, I mean, I know Radiohead is kind of nerdy, but there's nerdier bands.
Yeah,
there's nerdier bands.
They're pretty nerdy.
Oh, like Explosions in the Sky has a very like we've got a lot of I'm thinking of, and I'm trying to just think of my math rock bands, because it is that level of experimentation that you want.
It is.
Yeah.
It
and
is.
because it's beautiful. Because when they do it right, it's beautiful, and you get to experience it. So I would go in that direction.
I like that direction. I'm going to take it in a different direction and say this also feels a little bit like a Springsteen B-side that somehow ends up better than half the album, right? It's got this like honest, kind of sneaky emotional power, and you kind of wonder, like, how is this not the single energy? Right? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of what I was thinking about today.
No, I feel that. I mean, look, if we had barreled more barrels when we were like experimenting, then we wouldn't have to be on a B-side.
Right.
We would have
the this would be the single.
support.
Right. It would be the single. That's kind of it's kind of where I thought about it. I don't know. You know?
That's great. Yeah. No, I'm gonna hold on to that one. I'm definitely like, well, Jules said on the Whiskey Rocks.
Yeah. A little Springsteen-ish, you know? All right. Move over to movies. All right. What movie villain drinks the most underrated whiskey, in your opinion? What movie villain drinks the most underrated whiskey?
This feels like trivia.
It does, but it's just fun.
I love trivia. No, it's good.
Listen, we don't know. This could all be fake. Just take a movie villain. Who do you think's drinking very good whiskey and we don't know about it?
Movie, okay. Because part of me wanted to answer this question truthfully, be like, well, in this,
Well, you can do that too. Go ahead.
I know. I was trying to think of like, what are the movie villains?
But like, just take a villain and be like, all right, this villain, I could see them drinking good whiskey.
Yeah, Loki.
Although
is he not a villain? I guess he's a protagonist. Okay, he's an anti-hero. Okay, we're taking it out. Who can drink?
I still like that though. And what's Loki drinking? Let's think about that. Like, what is he drinking? Is he what do we think Loki's drinking?
Australian Finnish
single malt
whiskey in space.
He's drinking a Starward.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Starward. He probably is actually.
Yeah. Exactly. There it is. There it writes itself.
Yeah. No, totally. What do you think, Chris?
I think Cruella DeVille would drink a really nice like Scotch on the rocks, or she would have something in a nice rocks glass. Yeah,
I like that. I was thinking
nice thing of malt.
Maybe it's this time of year, but I was thinking of Hans Gruber. Right? Yeah. I was thinking Hans Gruber. Like, think about it. This guy, he had something quietly elite tucked away in that skyscraper, right? I mean, the man wore tailored suits. He wasn't sipping plastic bottle bourbon. He had some good whiskey somewhere.
Well, my favorite villain, I was thinking about my favorite villain, but I don't think he would drink at all. Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men.
Oh yeah, there
I
you go.
I don't think he would drink alcohol.
Oh, that's a good villain though. Man,
yeah. I can't imagine him drinking.
I wonder.
Well, all right, and my favorite villain is not from movies. It is from TV. Moriarty on Sherlock, I think, is like just one of the best written villains of all time.
Great show.
Here's the thing is, I think he would fuck around with Irish whiskey. Sorry. Oh man, I'm cursing again.
Don't worry about it.
I think because of the whole British of it all, he'd be like, let's do some like pot still grungy, but like refined. Like he is the best, just like small batch from a local distillery you've never heard of.
I like it. I like that. All right. If you could
Great questions.
I got another one here for you. If you could hide a special release Milam Greene bottle as a movie Easter egg, what movie would it be in and where?
Well, I really do think that we are space cowboys and cowgirls and women and folks in space. I guess Serenity is the only movie I know of that really captured Western space perfectly. Yeah. So honestly, Milam Greene belongs in Firefly, Serenity, space cowboys.
See, it's funny because I was thinking the same line as you, but I thought Back to the Future 3, right? Somewhere, right?
Oh my God, yes. Actually, better. Let's do that. Yes,
I was thinking somewhere like on Doc Brown's workbench.
Yeah.
You know, like somewhere.
That's
like
what we're going for.
I don't know, like just so I was thinking of that spacey element and the Western element. I was like, Back to the Future 3 would be a great spot to put a Milam Greene bottle somewhere in the background.
Could be at the saloon when he goes to the saloon.
Could be at the saloon. Like there's so many places I think it fits in Back to the Future 3. That's I don't know. I'm also a huge Back to the Future nerd, so like that's probably why I thought of that one. What about you, Chris? You got one for that one?
I don't know why I'm going with the children's movies tonight, but I was thinking immediately like Up, like in one of the balloons would be like the bottle, like in
fuck, man. What the fuck?
You think about it, like the under 21 crowd is a growth market if you could change the laws, so you could get kids hooked on whiskey.
Dude. I'll say this: every time I watch the first 15 minutes of that movie, I need to drink some whiskey. My God,
yeah.
Oh, that is.
My kids are grown now, so I don't know why I'm going back to Disney movies all of a sudden tonight.
Dude, Up is like a tearjerker. That first,
but you could hide a bottle in one of those. One of the balloons could be a bottle. It could be it's like one of those, like they were known to do weird Easter eggs back in the day with Disney movies, like, just have like one.
Oh no, I like that call out of a specific Easter egg. Yeah, I'm like,
or the Empire Strikes Back with the asteroid field, because there was like a potato and there was like a shoe. You could just have a Milam Greene bottle floating around, like that'd be cool.
I like it. All right,
I'm thinking more of like hidden, little hidden Easter egg.
I like it. All right, so what would you say is the most cinematic moment in a distillery? Like something that's just like, that's a beautiful movie filmmaking moment.
I mean, there's nothing like seeing a barrel getting dumped.
Yeah, that's my answer.
It's there's the rhythm in the way that the whiskey is coming out of the barrel.
Yeah.
So there's all that noise. The smell is there. It's great. I think that's my favorite moment that I personally can watch over and over and over again.
I love it.
I'm gonna go barrel dump. Barrel dump's the best part.
I was thinking barrel dump. I was also thinking like pulling a sample straight from the barrel and giving it to someone. I don't know. That's kind of a cool moment. It's kind of a cool, like I've been in some places where I've gotten to drill some barrels and like, oh, that's just so, like it's just
come down to Texas. We'll do it. We've got. I mean, that's my favorite part of hanging out at the distillery. Let's do it.
No, we're absolutely gonna have to do that. Well, this has been a lot of fun, and like, folks, the answer still some available, as we heard from Maureen herself, right? There is still
Marlene,
some available. Yep. We heard that from her just now. We've got a beautiful concept here, and I hope you guys keep doing it. I hope Marlene's like, you know what? Let's do something else with this, because the experience, I think, is what's awesome about this, right?
Yeah.
I think you guys nailed it here. I think you guys nailed it with the experience that you're giving whiskey nerds. Is just you're able to really show people and tell a story, because you are telling a story. Like, I mean, that's what's great about this whiskey, is that it's telling its story itself. I mean, you got something from Kentucky, you got something from Texas. It's all aged the same, except in different climates. It's all the same distillate, but they are so distinctly different, and that it's in itself is the story. And it's such a cool thing, and it's, I don't know, I as a whiskey enthusiast and a nerd, thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have to dig up a ship or anything,
No, God, don't get me started on that. Jesus Christ. Like that is something else. Anything else you want to leave the audience with here, Blair?
Oh, just I mean, honestly, I just want to leave y'all with just the gratitude for being invited back.
Yes.
I know, like, these were our 2 big releases this year, but just being able to talk about them is my favorite part of this whole experience. So thank you for providing the most excellent space. I don't know if you do pull quotes, whatever y'all need. Like, this is the nerdiest space I've really gotten in a while. So I really appreciate it.
Well, that's what we aim for. We aim for fun and nerdy. And I mean, whiskey's supposed to be fun, like
no pretensions.
If it's not, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it. You're not enjoying your whiskey the way it should be, because it's supposed to be fun, right? And so we try to keep it that way. And I'm glad we were able to have Marlene just pop in. That was a nice little surprise. Great. We would definitely like to have you back on, down the road. And let's do this. Let's do the Women of Whiskey Roundtable. We gotta make sure we're talking about that for March. I certainly want to make sure we're doing that. Once again, where can people follow along, Blair?
So milamgreenewhiskey.com is so spiffy. You have to check it out. But also we are on Instagram. We are on Facebook, Milam Greene Whiskey. You'll find us. We will be on TikTok and YouTube soon. But if you aren't signed up for our emails, honestly, I write all the emails. So I'm trying to make emails not boring again. I don't know what that mission statement really should sound like, but that's what's happening. And so, yeah, if you want to hang out and talk about whiskey, just reach out. That's what we're doing all the time. So
awesome. Well, that sounds good. Chris, any last notes?
Please check out the website. If you're in Blanco, Texas, please go visit them, pick up a bottle. If your local bar has some, just check them out. Order from an online retailer. Any product. It's great stuff.
It really is.
Absolutely great whiskey.
No, I couldn't agree more. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Whiskey Rocks number 73. So huge thanks to Blair from Milam Greene for hanging out, pouring us the answer. Thank you. And reminding us that whiskey is basically the ultimate nerd hobby. Because once you fall in, you fall all the way in. You just do. It's just how it is. Right? So if you had fun today, come hang with us on Instagram and TikTok at the Whiskey Rocks Podcast and YouTube. I got to make sure I'm mentioning that. That's where we post episodes, behind the scenes stuff, questionable tasting notes, and whatever bottle I swear I wasn't planning on buying, but I did. Right? And do us a favor. Share this episode with someone unexpected. Send it to your dungeon master, your vinyl collector coworker, your friend who alphabetizes their spice rack, the guy who thinks he can taste tannins and Diet Coke, your neighbor who wears Crocs unironically, your barber's cousin, or literally any Trekkie who has ever corrected someone on Stardate formatting. We don't care. Share it with anybody. Just share it. Just share it. We'll take them all. All right. Until next time, keep your pour strong, keep your playlist loud, and keep it nerdy. Whiskey Rocks. Sip hard.
Cheers.
Cheers.